Let's look at some of the anticipation setups which are setting up for a possible breakout. Uh, when looking for an anticipation setup, what I'm looking for is basically a range contraction. Say a period like this where there's a range contraction here, and then after that it is followed by a range expansion, as you would see on this particular stock. So rain is one of the stocks. Now the only thing with this rain is that it is an extended trend. It has been going up for some time. So as a trend becomes more established, it becomes vulnerable to a reversal. So in order to play something like this, you have to have a smaller time frame objective in terms of or like in terms of not overstaying it. OCN, now this is a stock which is setting up going sideways after this first leg of the move. uh, GNW, another one, like this is the first leg of the move going sideways. If it breaks out, then it will make it to 20% move. Daktronics, again similar kind of a setup. Catalyst, then goes sideways, breaks out. And that's typically what happens in a stock. You will see that series of range contraction days are followed by range expansion. This is a little bit more volatile stock. It's a IPO, so basically going sideways currently. EMES, again, like you will see that the stock has had a big move here and then went sideways, had a breakout here and made a move of around 45%. Now again had a move here up 25% and again setting up probably for a breakout. NMIH, another one where like a stock went up, went sideways, now setting up for a possible move. Grub, this is again a stock which is setting up very nicely after establishing momentum. So basically, in order to look for an anticipation setup, I always look for a stock which has an established momentum, because stocks with an established momentum have a certain velocity. Now you're looking for a move like this out of this consolidation. Here there was a move which was around 9%, so it's not a very fast moving stock. Basically after breakouts, Kongzu, Chinese stock, setting up very nicely. If you see series of narrow range days and then breakout, say here like, and it had a small 3.2%, so it's not a really again Chinese stock. STST, this is a little bit more volatile. It's when you have a stock which is so volatile, then your stops needs to take into consideration, or you can decide to avoid some of these stocks because they are too volatile. Then JD, which is another Chinese stock, is going sideways, again a little bit more volatile than normal stocks. Morgan Stanley, a lot of banks are in a similar kind of a situation here. First leg of the move and then made a move, and this is a large cap, so it's not going to make a big move in 3 to 5 days. It is going to take some time to make a move, so it's around 13% now, setting up very nicely. UAL, recent catalyst management change and then has had a orderly pullback, so if it gets going, you're looking at 8 to 10%. Again a large cap. If you see float is 335 million, so it's not going to be a fast mover. EZPW, similar kind of a setup, going sideways and then likely to break out. Seco Environmental Corporation, Bank of America, similar to Morgan Stanley which you saw earlier. VMware, which is again setting up here, it did make a move up around 4%. Again stock is a big large cap, like, and its capitalization is 31 billion, as you can see, so it's not going to be a fast mover. As against that, something which has a smaller float and a smaller capitalization tends to make bigger moves. Your Cypress Semiconductor again setting up very well. Quintile Transaction Holding, Transnational Holding, this is again setting up fairly well, but something like this will require a good volume breakout for it to get going, because when stock keeps going, if you have a very short duration sideways move, then it's a better setup. It goes sideways for a long period of time, then you need a convincing breakout for it to be working. Similar situation here. IMS, then you have Q2, which is like little bit of a shakeout and then like setting up for a possible breakout from here, this move, and then back to Resolute. So those are some of the 21 stocks which I'm watching for a possible breakout, because if you're watching for a breakout, then you can find situations like this, which is a stock which we entered yesterday, which was like basically setting up very nicely and then it had a breakout. So that's the kind of situation which you want, like an 3 4 5 6 7 8 10 days sideways and very good setup. Here had made a 26% move in 3 days. These are the kind of stocks which can make big moves. See, capitalization is 350 million. So small caps basically, they tend to make big moves. Stock has had a big move, so like and linear move. So that's the kind of situation which you are looking for basically when looking for an anticipation setup. So these are 21 stocks to watch if you're looking for an anticipation setup.